Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So we've just had Phantom of the Point absolutely throw one away for us, which was really frustrating. I thought he was going to win. I thought he was going to win quite comfortably in the end. Jumped the last in the lead and has hung badly to this near side. We have had a couple of winners earlier on in the day to get us going. A couple of losers since. Hopefully we can have a couple more winners. But we'll move on to Saturday and starting off in the 12:05 at Newbury, the Mares Handicap Hurdle. And I'm a big fan of Panic Attack here. I think as long as she's over that 24-day break that she's had, because she hadn't run for Dan Skelton for 649 days. Well, she moved from David Pipe to Dan Skelton, 649 days off the track. She's now coming back just 24 days later. I'm hoping that she's okay and she's recovered from that. If she has, she'll surely step forward from that effort. And she's only running off a mark of 120. Some of her previous form is much better than that. She, for example, finished third in a novices handicap chase of 130 behind Balco, Coastal and Solo. Much better horses than she's having to take on here. She beat Eglantine de Soy in a listed handicap hurdle off 120. Now, Eglantine de Soy was running off a mark of 139 that day. Ended up being rated as high as 149 over hurdles. She was, she went to Utoxeter and won on her next start in a handicap. So that form just looks so good. And Panic Attack is thrown in on her best form. She stays over hurdles after coming back with a decent run for third. She's nicely handicapped. We're back at Newbury, where she has won before. She beat Born to Please in a mare's handicap hurdle for 113. She then actually went off even money favourite for a handicap, off a mark of 123 here. So she went off evens on that really heavy going. So she doesn't have that tomorrow. It's good to soft, which I think will suit her. You can see a lot of her form is generally on better going. Last time out was good to soft, good. Look, they generally soft there, soft, good, good. They're more than happy to run her on good and good to soft. Her last win actually came in a mare's novice chase when she was rated 125. Granted, it was a mare's novice chase. But even, not that long ago, she was running in Pertemps qualifiers off a mark of 125 and going off 13-2. I'm hoping that the unexposed horses are priced up shorter. So the likes of Break My Soul and the informed Tour of Valley, who actually beat Panic Attack, but I think Panic Attack can reverse that form. And maybe even Sunset Marquesa are priced based on potential. And we might get a price about Panic Attack. If we can get anything above 5-1, I'll be very happy about that. Because at the moment, there are no prices for this race. Let's just load it up and have another look. There are no prices for this race. But I don't think she's going to be price favourite. Or anywhere near what she should be. I think off the back of that decent comeback, she's now ready off a low mark to kick on and hopefully do the business for the Skeltons. Moving on to the 145 at Newbury. And you can see that I'm going to go for a bit of a... I'm going to give it one more try, I think. Maybe one more, depends on how it runs, obviously. And that horse is Jipco for John Joe O'Neill and John Joe O'Neill Jr. Now, they have had a few winners recently. Their horses have been running quite nicely. Fortunate Man won yesterday. Red Dirt Road won yesterday. They've had a few that have ran pretty nicely. Diamond Dice ran okay as well at Market Raisin. So I'm hoping that their horses are in form. And Jipco has actually had wind surgery now. This horse, clearly on what it's shown at home and probably what it's shown in France, is well handicapped off 121. Actually came over to England back in 2023 and was favourite for the Fred Winter, the Boodles Juvenile Handicap Hurdle. They didn't end up running there. They gambled and they went for the Triumph. Didn't win it, finished 11th for 15, and then ended up again in a Grade 1. Well beaten again. But then some of his efforts since, they've gone off relatively short prices for, you could argue, not really showing a huge amount of form. Did win 4 runs ago, beating Bluegrass, and that's kind of my line through this race. Bluegrass was beaten by Jipco. Bluegrass last time out was beaten by Go to War. Go to War is a significantly shorter price. Go to War is like 7-2 for this. Let's just have a look. On that run, I know that's, there's been plenty of races since then, but on that form with Bluegrass, Gipco and Go to War should be significantly closer in the betting. And I just think Gipco is the one that hasn't done it yet. But can the wind surgery change that horse's form around? When winning at Huntingdon, comfortably beating Bluegrass in March of 2024, won off a mark of 117, went up to 124, probably could have gone up to 130 on how impressive it was winning at Huntingdon. It hasn't gone right since then, although to be fair, still ran a good race for third in an Imperial Cup off a £3 higher mark. I don't feel that they're going to be waiting for the Imperial Cup. They're going to be trying to get the horse to run a decent race because it's slowly dropping down the handicap and going to end up in lower quality races because it's going to end up so low in the handicap. I kind of feel that this is almost... it's got to be going close here. Otherwise, I really wouldn't know what to do with it. Yes, this is a competitive race. Those at the head of the market are certainly in good form. But Gipco is the one that it wouldn't surprise me at any point even in the next few runs, if Gipco was suddenly really well supported and they went, we've got it sorted. That could happen tomorrow. Now it's had wind surgery. It is only 5. It could still be improving and still learning and getting used to racing. I want to be on when it does suddenly find its form. And hopefully that wind surgery is the catalyst for that. So that's Gipco at a big price at 14s tomorrow in the 145 at Newbury. Moving on to the 220 at Newbury. And the horse I like here, and this is in the nap competition, this is going to be my nap of the day. Let's actually do that now so that we can see who it's going to be. It's Ho Jolie Smoke. Now, I am a big fan of Ho Jolie Smoke. I think it's very well handicapped. I thought it was lovely last time out when it won at Sandown. This could end up, honestly, for me, in the Coral Handicap Chase next year, the formerly the Hennessy. I honestly think he could be that good. He's only 6. He caught my eye a couple of times last year, finishing 3rd to Massacio and beat the bat in a maiden hurdle. I put it down then. I said it will go really close next time out or probably win. It went to Newbury. It finished 2nd to Edkeeper, in front of Highland, in front of Hurricane Harvey, Simply the Bet, Rambo T, Scandiberg. It was a really good race. And it lost its shoe and bled from the nose and still finished 2nd. Now, Edkeeper was rated 124 and is now rated 138. The runner-up, Ho Jolie Smoke, was rated 118 that day, and granted is up in the handicap, is up to 127. I honestly think this is a 140 horse, Ho Jolie Smoke. And the fact that I feel that the best run it's done in its career was at Newbury over 3 mile, behind Edkeeper. I feel that was its strongest bit of form. It comes back to Newbury. It's just over 3 mile, up to 3 mile 2. Good prize money for the Skeltons. This is where I want to be on here. I think it's going to take all of the beating tomorrow, and that will definitely be my nap of the day tomorrow in the 220. And let's have a look at the current prices for Ho Jolie Smoke. You can currently get 4s. I think that's nice. I think he could be well ahead of his mark here. Moving on, 335 at Newbury. Now, this is a horse that I have been dead against so far in its career in the Waterside. Why have I been against him? He's a chaser. Well, he's a chaser, now going chasing. That's the key for me. And yet he's actually run some really good races. 3rd behind Katira and Django Bai in a feature handicap at Aintree. 3rd last time out at Newbury behind Imposed Quiet and Guard the Moon. I thought that form was great. He sweated up that day and still ran a really good race. This is 2nd time after a wind-up. He's over fences now. He runs off the same 132 mark. Everything is in place now for him to show his true colours. And I think he'll do that over fences. And I'm very happy with in the Waterside. To be honest, he's going to be my next best tomorrow. That's in the Waterside, now over fences. You can see the R figures are good enough to win anyway. And I think there'll be more improvement to come now he's over fences. And finally, this is going to be a bit of a gamble now. in the Savills Chase, I am going to go for Galopin Des Champs. Now, we're back up to the right trip for Galopin Des Champs, and I think he'll prove that he is the graded... I think he'll prove he's better than Factifile and I Am Maximus. The concern is the Willie Mullins form. It looks awful. Some of his... Like, he had the favourite and second favourite in a race just a few minutes ago at Limerick, I think it was. They finished 4th and 5th and 5. Really, really disappointing. I just thought Batman Girac had just won. He hasn't for Willie Mullins. That's good. That was one of my ones to keep an eye out for. I think he will be handicapped later on. But anyway, yeah, some of their performances have been really, really moderate. Carnaque, Carafon, Blue Lord, Gaelic Warrior getting beat. Dino Blue went out like a light. It's for me pulled up. The last winner was Green Splendor in a bumper. And before that, Kopek de Board in a maiden hurdle. And that's their only 2 winners in about 40 runners. The thing with this race, though, is Willie's got 5 of them. Look, Willie's got the front 5, the top 5 on our ratings. Galopin Des Champs, Factifile, I Am Maximus, Grange Clare West, Manila Cancuna. Are any of the others good enough to beat them? Even being, maybe they're disappointing a bit. It's a bit like, Ballyburn got beat by a better horse. Lossiemouth got beat by a better horse. If you took out those very, very good horses, they would have won. The fact that if we take out these horses, take out these very good horses, well, they are the Willie Mullins horses. We're going to be left with very moderate rivals, in my opinion. The next one in the betting is 25-1, Gentleman's Game. So, I do think Willie is going to win this race. And then it's down to whether you think Galopin Des Champs or Factifile or I Am Maximus. Well, I Am Maximus, I feel, will need the run. And probably not going to be far enough. Factifile and Galopin Des Champs. I think Galopin Des Champs is just a better horse than Factifile. It's not like Galopin's 10 and Factifile's 7 coming along. He's only a year older than him. Galopin Des Champs obviously won this race last year. He beat Jerry Colombe in this race last year, didn't he? By 23 lengths. I Am Maximus was way back in 4th. Don't see why he can reverse that form. I expect that to be about right. And yeah, this is, we know that Galopin Des Champs is very good here at Leopardstown. He's beaten Fast or Slow by 4.5. He's beaten Jerry Colombe by 23. He beat Statler by 8. He beat Master McShee by 9. Ain't That a Shame by 22. The only disappointing run he had was when finishing 6th in a Grade 1 over 2 mile. He got beat over 2 mile. He actually went off 100-1 that day. Mental. For a Grade 1. He finished 6th. Since going up in trip and going back to Leopardstown, anything 2 mile 5 and above at Leopardstown, he's won by a minimum of 4.5 lengths from Fast or Slow. I think he'll win again tomorrow. So yeah, I'm actually, although his trainer looks badly out of form, it could be a lot better if you gave him a few other winners if they weren't taking on very good horses, the likes of Constitution Hill and Sagino. These aren't taking on horses like that, in my opinion, and they can allow them to coast along and still be good enough at 80% fit or whatever's causing them to run a little bit below par. That will still be good enough to beat the rivals, and then it's just down to which is the best Willie Mullins horse. And for me, that's Galopin Des Champs. And actually, that's going to be my 3rd best, although it's worrying that it's the Mullins form, the Mullins horses are running poorly. I think even a poor run from Galopin Des Champs will be good enough to win this race. So they're my selections for tomorrow. We'll probably be back for New Year's Day, or we'll be back New Year's Eve for New Year's Day.